Y'all mind if I join my primetime smoothie? Boulder has a primetime smoothie already. It's got pineapple, mango, apple juice. It's pretty refreshing. Yeah.
Like quarterback after drinking that?
You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. Now that's gonna embarrass me. I'm gonna stay in my linebacker spot and play that. But I tell you what, it refreshes me, and I'm ready to play.
A week into camp, how's everything going? Any ducks left on the top of your computer monitor?
Yeah, it's a few ducks left on top. I mean, I think camp is an interesting thing because when you first get into it, no one knows what they're doing. I mean, it's all been meetings, and you haven't really gotten out there and been able to move around. So the first couple of days, you're like, gosh, what's going on? Everybody's kind of all over the place. But as we've gotten further into camp, things are starting to get solid. Guys are getting confident. We're moving a lot faster. We're catching up with the tempo of the offense, and it's getting real competitive out there now. So we're happy to see it and put on the show for you guys.
Coach, you had about half your room was here in the spring.
Yeah.
How much is that group helping the new guys really kind of learn this defense and get acclimated?
Well, actually, it's a little bit less than half. If you look at the room as far as what was there last year in spring, I kept only one guy. But then I had two freshmen that came in early in the spring, and so they were there for the spring process. So they've been helping out a lot as far as what the terminology is and the communication and the alignments. Now, also, Demoy Kennedy coming over from Alabama, being with Coach Kelly, he's helped out a lot coming in as far as being that extra sounding board and then talk about some of the adjustments that we may not have covered yet to give those linebackers a cheat test when we go out there on the field.
A couple different guys have said Demoy's one of the fastest guys on the team. What
Yeah.
does having that kind of speed do for a linebacker?
It gets me paid. That's what it does. It makes me look good. I mean, today, I don't know if you guys were out there. Dylan Edwards, who's one of our fastest backs, ran a real route, and Demoy actually undercut it, and he's supposed to go over the top, but he was right there on the hip, played the ball well. I mean, stuff like that, man. You can do a lot of things now as far as when they go empty and do checks where you don't have to take that linebacker off the field. You can keep them there. Now you don't have to do a lot of substitutions, and the offense doesn't necessarily know what defense you're in. So it's a value.
Is there a lot more competition at inside linebacker now? You've got 4 transfers into the program. Do you expect Jeremiah Brown to stay there as well?
Yes, Jeremiah Brown has been doing really, really well since he's moved back to inside. But, yeah, it's a lot of competition. I think the biggest thing for a coach that you look for is to make sure there's no attitudes and it breaks up the room. And right now they haven't done any of that. They've been really gelled together, and they've been talking to each other. And you can tell I can talk loud over trucks because I yell at players all day. So I got you guys. So go ahead and ask the questions.
What have you seen from Brendan Gant so far in practice?
Well, right now he's still going through his medical stuff that he has to get cleared, so he hasn't been able to participate. But at FSU, they were in a similar defense but different terminology. Now, I will tell you, his focus coming in, his mental focus has been great. Like, we'll be in walkthroughs, and I'll be on the field with the linebackers, and I'll see him behind the offense taking the same steps as the linebackers does because he wants to be out there and play. So he's a student of the game.
We heard Trevor say just a minute ago that there's a lot of respect for the guys that kind of stuck it out from last year's team that are still here.
Yeah.
Obviously, Marvin in your room. Do you kind of feel that with Marvin, just kind of respect for the guys that have stuck it out?
Oh, 100%. I tell Marvin all the time, I tried to get rid of you. I did. I looked at it, graded him every day, tough and hard, and he rose to the challenge. And it's kudos and hats off to him. As a matter of fact, he's one of my starters right now. If I had to go into a game right now, Marvin Ham from last year would be my Mike linebacker. Now, he played Sam last year for them in their defense. So this move, I'm not sure what happened, but it clicked for him, and he's playing a lot better. He's executing really, really well. Well, see that pause right there? I did good. He has great instincts. His instincts and his IQ. He really understands what we're trying to do on defense because we do have a lot of things we're putting in as far as fronts and adjustments. And he gets them. He gets all of them. He moves fast doing it. And I think his ability to rush from inside and outside gives us another advantage too, especially when you have a guy like Demoy who you can walk out and cover. You still don't miss that extra rusher.
Coach Prime said that you guys don't have challenges, but you present challenges. What kind of challenges are you presenting to your group?
Yeah, so like last week, Levante Bentley was starting for me or in that starting rotation, and him and a couple other guys, I moved them down. And I moved Ham up and I moved Demoy up because I just wanted to see how they were going to handle it. I didn't tell him anything. I just put it on the board and I walked out and we went to practice. and I wanted to see how they're going to handle it and what they're going to do differently. And Bentley had one of his best practices ever that day. So just keeping the competition high, making sure no one gets comfortable, I think those are what we have to do, because if you do it now and they get in game situations, they'll be better prepared for when things get difficult and uncomfortable. You got to move on the fly. Yeah. His management style, he tells you he's hands off, but he's just like he did when he played football. He's man on man. He's locked on you. He sees everything on the field. He knows exactly what you're doing. Now he's gonna let you tell him what he does, but he's like an elephant. He don't forget nothing. So if you say something one day and you come back and change it, he's gonna say, no, that's not what you said you wanted. This is what you got. You coach him. And if you can't coach him, I'm gonna find somebody else that will. So he holds our foot to the fire too, to make sure we got the best thing out there for Boulder and for the fans to celebrate.
What do you see out of your true freshmen? You guys there. Tope, I know is an older guy, but what do you see out of that group?
Yeah, they're still a little raw. Okay, for example, Victory is very physical, but he's got to get his direction and his athleticism needs to catch up to his mental. Morgan is the opposite. He's very athletic. I mean, he can do some wild stuff in any drills, but then his IQ needs to catch up with his athleticism, so they're different. And then Kofi has the experience or the body of he has the body of an experienced player because he's a little bit older, but he's still in the oven cooking. You know, he's that turkey on Thanksgiving, it just ain't done yet. So we got to leave it in there a little bit longer and make sure it's tender so we can go ahead and pull it off the bone.
Do you like the potential that group has, though, just kind of the different skills?
Oh, I love the potential. I love the potential. I'm set up for a little bit now. I can miss on a couple of picks and I'll be just fine. I won't don't tell Prime I said that, because I got to work hard to get some new guys in. But I love what I got in that room. I think they're going to develop into some really new good linebackers, especially with Ham being there and DeMoy being there, and then you have Levante Bentley from Clemson. He gives that experience in the room too.
What do you like about watching that?
He's tough. He's very tough, and he can take hard coaching. There's a lot of kids or players now that cannot take hard coaching. They got to, have the water in the eyes and the, you okay? Let's go talk to your mom conversation, stuff like that. Bentley's not that way. He's old school. You can get on him, and he'll correct it. He'll make the corrections. He go out and he's a leader. I mean, he doesn't waver at all from us getting on him. We coach him hard. All right, y'all get y'all a smoothie now, okay?